Good morning to all of you. It's good to see you here. Very happy to start off the whole session with AIBotics at BCT 2024. I was here last year. I enjoyed it very much, and there's a lot of things that we can share and work together on. First of all, I think BCT is definitely bringing us into the right direction around the use of technology. And this year, together with BCT, APARA, under the umbrella of AIBotics, is hosting this particular 2-hour session to share with you some of the technology around how robotics and AI can be used in the construction space. Yeah, AIBotics, as you see the name, it stands for AI in robotics and applicable in the different sectors, right? So maybe a bit more about ourselves and what we do. Click are not working. Okay, so maybe you help me with the clicking. So we are part of the Global Robot Cluster. The Global Robot Cluster is actually based out of Daegu in Korea. And this is a representation of 26 countries around the world. So Thailand is definitely one of them. And we work with other countries in Southeast Asia, in Asia, in Europe, and the United States. We are also part of IARA, the International Alliance of Robotics Association, and this is based out of Hangzhou in China. We also get a window into the different cities, provinces in China, and we work together to look at how we can exchange technologies. I represent APARA, the Asia Pacific Assistive Robotics Association, and we are based in Singapore. Next, please. So, I think the use of AI and robotics is exciting the world a lot, right? In the past, we see robots largely as a pick and drop machine, but clearly with AI, with artificial intelligence, we're definitely seeing the machine becoming more intelligent and doing a lot of work to really augment what we can achieve. And this is the beauty of AI in robotics, which is what I really want to share with you. And more, we are hearing people talk about the AI robot, the intelligent robot. Next, please. Now, the pandemic was a big challenge for many of us, right? It caused a lot of problems, but after the pandemic, I'm sure businesses are starting to pick up, and we're seeing a lot of traction on what can be done. One advice from Albert Einstein, and I like this advice very much, right? It is an insane thing to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. So coming out of the pandemic and trying to move forward to 2025, we must think of different ways of doing our activity, of how we can leverage technology. This is a simple chart by Gartner just at the end of last year, and it shows you how interested everybody is in terms of the use of AI, not just in construction alone, but across different sectors, right? 1 in 5 companies around the world are looking at AI. So we have to look at how AI as a technology can be applied in your organization with or without the robot to help you increase productivity, look more importantly in expanding your top line and scaling your business. Clearly, we're seeing different waves of technology happening, right? From the early days or the first wave where you look at water power to steam. And recently, of course, AI robotics is definitely stepping up a lot. Sustainability and IoT, and you name it, right? Each of these cycles are getting shorter and shorter. Means that it's very fast, very quick, that technology can be implemented. And clearly, there's a lot of opportunity in Thailand where such technology can be applied. This is one of the charts by Heather Knight, and I like this very much because it talks about how technology is advancing very, very fast from the early days of looking at industrial robots, which follows a strict algorithm to perform a task, to where we're seeing robots come in different form factors. I was just in Shanghai in July for the World AI Conference, and they displayed 18 humanoid robots from around the world. How humanoid robots that can perform tasks more than just a pick and drop machine in the factory or the assembly line. An announcement that was made in March this year, where OpenAI and Figaro are coming together to build the next generation AI robot. In fact, China has also announced that by 2025, they are expecting to mass produce humanoid robots. So the humanoid robots are definitely coming to our space. Whether you like it or not, whether you start to consider using them or not, they are here, right? Of course, humanoids come in a form similar to what a human would look like. There are also other forms of what I will term as humanoid robots, perhaps in a form factor of a dog or a doll, and different features. Clearly, all this adopt intelligent technology in the robotic space. Now, why is all this important? I guess all of us in the construction sector or in the industrial sector know that we have gone through different industrial revolution, from Industrial Revolution 1.0 all the way to Industrial 4.0. And during the pandemic, between 2020 and 2022, Industrial 5.0 was announced. And Industrial 5.0 takes into consideration the use of smart technology, including AI, and more importantly, human-machine collaboration. And this is very important because, like it or not, around the world, people are starting to look at how, businesses are starting to look at how humans can interact with machines to perform the respective task. And hence, this session, this conference session that we are holding focuses on how we can actually have machines and men work together, leveraging AI technology, leveraging how technology can support us, augment our capability, and improve our efficiency. And hence the emergence of what I call the soft robotics. There are many different ways where AI and robotics can help in the construction sector. This is just a list of some of the ideas from environmental friendly construction processes to work that can carry out in a very safe and comfortable manner, such that the machines can do the more hazardous tasks, where humans can supervise the machine to do different things. In Singapore and Israel, we look at some of things like robots to do wall painting, right? Painting is a very difficult task, right? And for humans to sit and do the painting, right, you inhale in all the chemicals. So the robot can do up to 90% of the work, and humans just do the final finishing touches to ensure the quality, right? It can also do plastering. We also have robots in Singapore that does inspection of the floor, inspection of the external facade, and so doing cleaning. Now, before we talk about all this technology and wonderful stuff, what is important, and I urge all the businesses in Thailand to consider, is digitalization. You must have your records in digital form. Without your records in digital form, all those are ambitions and dreams, because it will not be feasible for you to consider the use of AI and robotics if you do not have your data in digital form. In terms of usage of AI and robotics in the construction space, here are more examples of how this can be done, from enhancing productivity to proper intelligent data analysis and performance tracking, as well as providing the right experience. Imagine now your supervisor has a blueprint, right, or a 3D model of your structure in progress, and they know how work is being done and how they can direct resources to perform the necessary tasks. So all those are definitely happening with the use of AI and robotics. Yes, I mentioned about this very briefly just now. Last November, China announced that they will mass produce humanoid robots in the next year. Now that's hardly 6 months away, 4 months away. Now, if China mass produces, it means the robots are here for real. Just imagine how China mass produced electronic vehicles, EVs, right? BYD became very successful across, beating some of the top brands that we can think about. And if China provides this direction to say they want to produce, right, humanoid robots by 2025, things are really in place. However, having said all this, I want to share with this slide, which I shared with Hong Kong in May, when I talked to the Construction Industry Council, right? They held their own respective conference, and we evaluated the different issues and challenges faced by the construction sector around the use of AI and robotics in the sector. From resistance to change, we're so used to the way we do things, why should we do things differently, right down to the cost of investment, and one very important factor, competency, skills. How many of our workforce in the industry, in the construction sector, is familiar with digital technology and the use of robotic to be able to manage them? So there are many factors that we need to consider. As business owners in your respective organization, you should seriously think through this, right? Work with your partners, your system integrators, to see how we can take the step to deploy AI and robotics in your sector. This is a nice little journey suggested by Berger around how you should take steps to move towards the implementation of AI and robotics in your organization. It is not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week or next month. It is a journey that you have to start today. Right? I urge all business owners to think about, do you understand enough about AI and robotics to implement such technology? It is also important for you to look at the feasibility of that solution and the problem you're trying to solve. And start today, accept that there will be change in your organization, and move along the way, eventually thinking big and scaling your business organization. This is from Berger. You can always look up this website, and you can have more details about the approach that you can consider in implementing such technology. I want to kind of share you this one message before I end my short presentation. And this is by a scientist, a top scientist called Max Planck. Personally, I'm a fan of quantum physics or quantum computing, right? And he said this, and please remember this: if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now think about it, right? If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Sometimes we are biased by our previous experience. Sometimes we only see things one way. We don't think what are the alternatives that's available for you to consider. Max is saying that sometimes we just got to think otherwise. What is other possible causes? And maybe you can find some light. And going back to Albert Einstein's comment that I shared with you earlier, if you continue to do things the same way again and again, don't expect any improvement. You must change the way you look at things, and perhaps you may find a great solution. So let me end off my presentation here and help each and every one of the business owners to think about not just return on investment, but return on intelligence. How can you use technology to build intelligence to support your organization? I believe in the formula of 0 to 1, and 1 plus. And let me explain that very formula very simply. 0 to 1, if you have an expectation of ideal performance within your organization, let's call it 1. Maybe today you're 0.4, you're 0.5, maybe 0.6. How can you use technology to achieve the level of 1? Technology must be able to augment your capability and improve your performance to get to level 1. And it doesn't stop there. What about 1 plus? How can we do more than what we originally thought we can do? Can technology such as AI and robotics help us to do 1.1, 1.2, maybe 2.0, maybe 3? Now, as business manager, the journey will bring you to a lot of advances. So that is my short presentation for you as a Kickstarter to help you think about the future and potential of using AI and robotics in your environment. Following this, I will share with you 2 other videos. Unfortunately, we invited Professor Thomas Bock to be here to share his presentation. Due to inevitable reasons, he's not able to come. So I will replace that with 2 videos, and I think you'll enjoy the 2 videos. Now, these videos are real. It gives you some ideas, but it is not immediately deployable in Thailand. I'm sure as business owners in the respective construction space, you could talk to your SI and work with them towards building such technology. So I'm going to run the first video now, please.
Artificial intelligence, AI, might be new to most people. However, for many architects, construction engineers, and developers, it is something that they have been embedding in their work for years. While this might be a surprise to you, software engineers have been developing some very sophisticated programs for a while that enable engineers and architects to easily create models and conduct related tests without having to conduct actual physical experiments or write complex codes. Other programs are also used to manage and facilitate the building process and provide predictions related to delays, cost overruns, safety, and even feasibility. However, for the most part, such programs required plenty of human input, which sort of made the programs only partially intelligent. However, this is changing as new advancements are paving the way for AI to eliminate the need for engineers, architects, and construction workers. Hence our question, is AI taking over the construction industry? How will it affect the global $13 trillion construction market, which employs about 120 million people? And how is it currently used in making construction more efficient? Since ChatGPT, among other new AI programs, hit the markets, fascination and intrigue followed. And in many cases, layoffs too by tech giants such as Microsoft and Google, among many others. Then there was the bombshell by the godfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, who regretted spending decades perfecting AI, citing that it is an evil thing and is likely to cause humanity more problems than solutions. Then Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI, warned the US Congress that rogue AI could cause significant harm to the world, as he testified to lawmakers about the technology's potential risks. And of course, tech giants were so scared of the pace at which their own AI was advancing, they freaked out and implemented a self-imposed 6 months ban on further development. And as if all that is not scary enough, just last week, Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, unveiled a plan to scan the iris of every person in the world to help distinguish real people from sophisticated machines. And once again, humanity is on a strange path into uncharted, dangerous territory due to mere greed and competition between tech giants. If you are not concerned yet, there are a few billionaires such as Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg who saw, or rather planned for much of this, and actually called on politicians a couple of years ago to create a universal basic income system. The World Economic Forum has estimated that artificial intelligence will replace some 85 million jobs by 2025 while creating only 12 million new jobs. Meanwhile, Goldman Sachs, among other financial giants, estimates that AI could replace the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs in as little as 10 years. The bottom line, it is all about business and profits. If billionaires and tech giants have their way, they will get much richer along with top investors, while about 2 billion people will enter extreme poverty. We know this sounds crazy. However, the equation is simple. The world economy grows, expands, and improves as more people work more productively and then go to spend their income on all sorts of stuff. Meanwhile, robots powered by AI might be more efficient and productive, but they do not consume and do not spend money. And let's face it, no one nor governments is going to give a few 100 million families a decent, steady source of monthly income for sitting at home and doing nothing. Let's now tackle an important question. Is AI invading the construction industry? The answer is yes and no, because AI-powered autonomous construction robots and machines are still primitive, however. And as we said earlier, AI has already invaded the offices of developers, engineers, architects, and even site managers. Firstly, the reason why the construction industry hasn't explored AI-powered autonomous equipment and robots yet has to do with the fact that unions in the industry are quite powerful. Additionally, most managers and owners of construction companies are aware that their #1 customers are their own employees, and contractors hence sending them home with a welfare check is a bad idea. And there is also the fact that tech giants, among other AI firms, are currently focused on the autonomous cars thing, since that market is massive and more lucrative. So they have not really invested much in smart construction equipment and robots. This leads us to the matter of AI in construction companies' offices. The story here takes a whole different turn. Right now, if you walk into most construction engineers and architects' offices, you will probably struggle in finding a pen and paper. Everything is digitalized and AI is heavily used. ChatGPT and advanced AI-powered digital assistants like Siri and Alexa are utilized even in the smallest tasks. While this has improved efficiency and increased productivity, it is also leading to job losses and less hiring of administrators, assistants, and engineers, among others. According to some experts, right now, AI and machine learning technologies are revolutionizing every stage of construction, from design to operations and asset management. Such technologies do enhance operations safety, speed, accuracy, and efficiency. They also allow companies to proactively monitor job sites for potential hazards and address critical issues to prevent accidents. We have to pause a bit here. The previous sentence is nothing but an insult to engineers and architects who have already achieved all these improvements with non-AI powered technologies that they actually aided in creating. Hence, saying that AI saved the day is nothing but a lie. In fact, AI was sort of handed everything on a silver plate, and it merely utilizes humans' hard work and infinite collapse inventions. Nevertheless, most architects and construction engineers do accept that AI in the construction industry is partially contributing to the revolutionization of the way businesses design, execute, and manage projects. So, technically speaking, AI is invading the construction industry, especially the office, and here is how it is being used. AI-based building information modeling, BIM, is increasingly being utilized by architecture, engineering, and construction professionals to make 3D models to efficiently plan, design, build, and repair buildings and infrastructures. Meanwhile, generative machine learning is used to identify and collaborate with architects, engineers, mechanics, electricians, and plumbers to ensure there are no clashes within the subteams, which mitigates the risk of rework. These technologies are also designed to explore all the options and variations of the solutions to create design alternatives. Models with multiple variations are created and enhanced with each iteration. Such a process can lead to the creation of a final optimal model. There is also the increased use of AI-powered surveillance and monitoring systems, including smart cameras, drones, and robots that capture 3D images at construction sites. Such images are then cross-checked with reference to the information from BIM and the bill of materials. This enables engineers to keep track of site progress and identify errors at early stages while keeping everything on schedule. The Internet of Things, IoT, is also used in tracking construction equipment and vehicle fleets in real time, along with the status of main mechanical components to ensure timely maintenance. Vast amounts of data are constantly collected and analyzed by AI to mitigate risks, prioritize tasks and personnel allocation, increase safety, cut costs, and simplify large projects by organizing contractors. Productivity and progress levels are assessed at night via Boston Dynamics spot dogs, which are mostly utilized in remote and isolated construction sites. Complex AI algorithms are also used to analyze old and new data collected via sensors and perform calculations that enable construction firms to anticipate potential future issues. The bottom line, AI is becoming a fixture in the construction industry, and it is bound to save companies and investors hundreds of billions of dollars a year as more roles are assigned to AI-powered programs, machines, robots, and equipment, thus eliminating the need for workers, including engineers and architects. Do you think AI is evil and bound to destroy the world economy as hundreds of millions are left without jobs? Is it all that important to have AI in the construction industry, among others? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.
All right, you cut it now. I thought this was a very thought-provoking video, right? Some of the scenes are real. It's happening around the world in terms of how organizations are using BIM and architects are really using technology to help design and plan, survey, track and monitor environments, right? The use of Boston Dynamics, of course, is a dog, mechanical dog that has got some intelligence. In Asia here, there are two similar technology in China. One is called Deep Robotics, the other is called Unitree. Much lesser cost, and it's actually available here. We definitely see some of it here. We have the privilege of looking at one of those machines later. So if you stay on towards to the end of the session, you'll see one of those in action coming up to stage. Now, there are a couple of questions that they asked in the video that's very thought-provoking. Is AI really going to replace human labor? My answer to that is very simple. If you continue to do the way you do things, the answer is yes. We all need to change. We all need to think about how we can leverage technology. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will be a journey that you need to start to move towards that, to think how we can do that. I see ourselves in terms of 4 levels of competency. Technology unaware. You do not know what's happening. You do not know what's available in other parts of the world. This video gives you an idea of what is possible. I go around the world sharing technology. In fact, just 3 weeks ago, I did a presentation to a German smart building conference, sharing some of the ideas that's taking place around the world. Right. Next week, I'll be in KL, Kuala Lumpur, to share on smart building and sustainability. So we need to share, we need to talk, we need to understand, move from unaware to aware. So once you're familiar with what's available, right, then you can start to say, okay, is this for me? How can I build my skills? How can I change my organization? Then you move into what's called technology ready. So unaware, aware, and you're ready. Right? Then from ready, you say, okay, this is the area I want to focus on. This is the problem I want to solve. This is the first step I want to take. You build a competency, you build a solution, targeting at that, and you start the journey to make changes within the organization, within the business sector. And then over time, you can be technology competent, right? And then you can be the big brother of the industry, right? But you need to go through those steps. It's not going to happen overnight. Now, the purpose of AIBotics is to share with you potential technologies like this, to not to fall into the trap of saying, oh no, it's the end of the world, we're going to lose our job. The World Economic Forum talks about jobs lost and jobs created. I'm very sure we do not know what other jobs will be available. If you look at some of the jobs today, the latest being prompt engineer, that didn't exist 3 years ago. Right? Today, prompt engineer as a role is very in demand. I just did a presentation last week to some university students. We talk about how many prompt engineers are needed around the world today. A large number. It will just going to come, hit you, and be in huge demand. So as business owners in the construction sector, you must be ready. Right? You must be ready. Again, the 2 advice, doing the same thing again and again and again, expect to make changes and grow, not going to work. Look at things from a different perspective, and you will find different answers. In the interest of time, I probably will not run the second video, but I'll be happy to exchange my card with you, and for 10 baht, I'll give you the video link. All right? The next presentation is going to be very interesting. I'll let the MC introduce, but we got an opportunity to invite somebody all the way from Finland to share with you something that touches the ground, and he'll show you a technology which you won't believe actually exists today. I tried it yesterday. I was amazed what it has. So I'll hand you back to the MC to introduce the next speaker.